It's been a busy day for Entergy crews already.
Yeah, high winds caused scattered power outages across the metro area, leaving thousands of customers in the dark for a time. And as we mentioned earlier, there are now some in Mid-City near Canal and Carrollton. There are also a few clusters in Jefferson Parish, and Paul Murphy spoke with Entergy about what the utility is doing to prepare for this stormy weather. Paul.
Sharice, Katie, you know, anytime there are power outages, it does affect the traffic signals in the area. That is certainly the case here at Carrollton and Canal. Take a look. You can see that the traffic lights here are out, and the drivers are having to treat this intersection as a four-way stop. And according to Entergy, it was high winds that caused the outage that originally knocked out power to about 2,100 customers. We're told that about 250 remain right now and are expected to do so for about an hour as crews can safely finish the repairs. And in a city like New Orleans, where for the most part the power lines are above ground and there are a lot of trees, there is always a risk of power outages during bad weather. And that's exactly what we saw earlier today. A crew working for Entergy New Orleans quickly repaired a power line near Audubon and Pritchard. About 2,400 customers lost electricity for a time in the Marleyville and Fontainebleau neighborhoods. Sarah Cooper says her lights went out shortly after 11 Wednesday morning.
They said at least like 2,000 plus people were without power, and that's just a telltale sign of like what's to come, I guess, so that's kind of scary.
Entergy confirms high winds blew down a power line, causing the outage.
Paul, this is something that we may see, throughout the evening. We're hopeful and prayerful that we will not have the catastrophic events of the tornadoes that occurred on last week. But, there may be situations where a line may come down. There may be some impacts to our poles.
Entergy VP Sandra Diggs Miller says utility crews have been on call for the past 24 hours.
Watching the weather, talking about where our resources will be staged. And at this point, we realize it's going to be a fast moving storm. And, we have our crews in position to be able to respond as soon as the weather passes.
Entergy has also spent the past few days trimming tree branches and other vegetation near power lines.
We proactively went out and viewed our system just to see where we could find those areas that may have some vulnerabilities. And that's one thing that we always do. Not just when the storm is coming.
In the meantime, it will be a restless evening for residents across the metro area until the storm passes.
It's definitely scary. I actually just dropped off some lunch to my aunt in downtown, and she was like, do not park under any branches. So I was like, I don't know how to do that. There's trees everywhere.
And that is certainly some good advice there. And Entergy is also warning customers that if they see a down power line, not to approach it, that they should approach or treat all down power lines as if they are energized. And Entergy is also urging folks, if they see any down power lines or any transformers that are sparking, to please call 1-800-ENERGY. We're live in Mid-City. Paul Murphy, Eyewitness News.